Ladies and gentlemen, welcome to the British International School Phuket 2015 graduation ceremony. Please be upstanding to welcome our stage party. Ladies and gentlemen, please remain upstanding to welcome our class of 2015, led by their choosers. Please remain upstanding for the national anthem of the United Kingdom.
Welcome to the British International School Phuket Year 13 graduation ceremony. I'd like to welcome to the ceremony this afternoon Dr. Punlok Singha Saini, the Vice Governor of Phuket, Mr. Nurmut Urarat, the Assistant School Manager, Mr. Martin Carpenter, the British Honorary Consul, Mrs. Wang Weijun, the Chinese Vice Consul, Mr. Stuart Cumming and Miss Kath Cumming from the PTA, Mr. Todd Lemons, our guest speaker today, guests from the Phuket community, including local media, parents, students, teachers, staff, and most importantly today, Year 13 students. We are here today to celebrate the graduation of our 45 Year 13 students. To the class of 2015, I say congratulations, and we thank you for the many and varied contributions you have made to the school. We are very proud of you indeed. By the very nature of international schools, many students and families come and go in the period of 13 years or more. Of our graduating class, 9 students have actually been here for 13 years or more, some of them since they were 18 months. And Nicole, Jimmy, Thomas, Amona, Natanicha, Anita, Mimi, Sasha, and Nararan. 42% of the graduating class actually commenced at some stage in the primary school. And this year group of students represents Thailand, the Philippines, Britain, Russia, Italy, Germany, Switzerland, Vietnam, Bangladesh, Korea, Malaysia, Australia, India, the Netherlands, Colombia, I'll take a breath, Canada, Japan, Taiwan, and the USA. And with their preferred choice of universities, they will possibly move to 11 different countries around the world. 18 males and 27 females have shared experiences which will be forever an important part of their lives. Today we also celebrate the first of our graduates from the High Performance Academies. In swimming, Roxanne and Jethro have competed in the Southeast Asian Age Championships, the FINA World Cup in Singapore, and in addition, Roxanne competed at the Youth Olympic Games. Roxanne and Jethro have broken Philippine national records for the 200 metres backstroke and the 400 metres freestyle, respectively. Congratulations to both of you, and we wish them every success as they proceed, in fact, to more events in June and July this year. In 2001, we saw the first BISP Year 13 graduates leave us. Today, we have the 500th student graduating from BISP. Who will it be, Year 13? We shall wait for that occasion later on in the ceremony today. All of you have persevered and achieved your goals, and we, the BISP community, celebrate this with you. Congratulations, and please do enjoy the ceremony today. I would now like to ask our headmaster, Mr. Richards, to introduce our guest speaker today.
Graduates. Our guest speaker today has spent the past 25 years living and working in South and Central America, mainland China, and now Southeast Asia. Currently serving as the chairman of Infinite Earth, Todd Lemons is also the founder and CEO of Envision Corporation, an incubator for sustainability technologies, and a leader in the development of private sector environmental finance. Under his leadership, Envision has seeded several environmental startups, including Tribal Hands, Entech Industries, Composite Technologies International, and more recently, the Infinite Group. One of these companies, Infinite Earth, is developing new environmental enterprise models that are rewriting the rules on conservation and natural resource management. In 2010, Infinite Earth authored the world's first forest carbon accounting methodology, now accepted by the United Nations as the global standard. Infinite Earth also owns and manages the world's largest forest carbon project in Indonesia, on the island of Borneo. The project is also the world's largest privately funded wetlands and orangutan reserve. all funded through the creation of these new for-profit conservation models. Additionally, the company is pioneering leapfrog technologies in hydroponics that promise to revolutionize the burgeoning field of vertical urban farming. I'm also delighted that Todd has seen fit to start a hydroponics research centre at this school, probably the first of its kind in any school in the world. And I'm looking forward to working with students in the future on that very important technology. Ladies and gentlemen, it gives me great pleasure to invite Todd Lemons to the podium to give this year's graduation address. Thank you.
Mr. Meredith, for honoring me with this invitation. I must admit it's a humbling and weighty responsibility to be tasked with giving a graduation speech. Here you all are at a pivotal point in your lives, and I'm meant to inspire you, to give you some sage advice that you'll take with you on your life's journey, maybe even pull out of your pockets once in a while. That's a challenging notion, because the world that you were about to step into looks nothing like the world that I entered upon graduating 35 years ago. I grew up in a monochromatic, low-definition world. Everything in my world had a shade of black or white, including people, religions, politics, and careers. In 1981, when I graduated, the world had a set of black and white rules that had been in the making for decades. There was a defined set of respectable career choices, the usual: lawyers, doctors, architects, engineers, finance. That was basically it, and lines were not crossed. Engineers were not entrepreneurs. Financiers were not environmentalists. Educators and academics were certainly not millionaires. If any of you have studied ancient history, you'll know that the 1980s was defined by an unapologetic and unrestrained pursuit of money. Society broadly measured success in dollar signs and zeros, with happiness being an unnecessary philosophical contrivance. Happiness, we were led to believe, was the mere byproduct of more consumption, begotten by increased monetary success. And therefore, the path to happiness must certainly be the pursuit of more money. Those were the rules. That's all you really needed to understand. The world was ours for the taking, we were told. And so we took. And we took, and we took some more. Far more than our fair share, as it turns out. In just a few short decades, my generation and the one before me has succeeded in conquering the world, virtually every corner of it. The world now stands quivering in submission. And yet, ironically, we, the conquerors, are really just slaves, and we always have been. We were enslaved by an outdated and narrowly defined worldview, a narrowly defined view of what constitutes success, and an unimaginative view of what constitutes progress. A limited set of paths to happiness, and a suffocatingly narrow set of views on what defines self. But you, I'm happy to say, are different. Whether you know it or not, you have been born free persons by the very timing of your birth. Now, as young adults, you are entering a world on the precipice of great change, and consequently, you are free. You are free of the shackles of the old cosmologies. You are free to define yourselves and your world unencumbered by the ideological biases and historical norms of the old world. Your world is polychromatic, and success in that world will depend on your ability to see an infinite set of possibilities, visible only in full-color HD. I believe that this special school, in this special place, has greatly facilitated that freedom and that ability. Here in this multicultural environment, you have been freed from the cultural confines you would have faced back home. This place has afforded you the freedom to find your deeper, truer selves. And so it is you who inspires me. It is you who gives me hope for the future. For with that truer self, you have a greater capacity to change the world for good. And with that, you have a greater capacity to be truly fulfilled. If there is any advice I can give you, it is that getting a degree to get a better job, to make more money, is not the end goal. Nor is it any guarantee of success, let alone happiness. Do not leave here to get a degree to make a career for yourselves. That would be a black and white, low definition view of the world. Whether you are headed to university or taking a gap year, my advice to you is the same. Leave here and get an education in anything with just one explicit goal: to make a life, not just a career, and to change the world. You will achieve both by becoming the greatest version of you that you can be. Whatever your interests, seek out the very best in their fields and learn from them. And then synthesize that knowledge and experience with your own uniqueness. What stands before you today is an undefined future. While that might be intimidating, it is equally liberating, and you must embrace that. The old rules will no longer apply. The old paths to success will not lead you there. While we were the generation of conqueror slaves, you will be the generation of liberated healers. Your success will be found in repairing what we have degraded and in replacing what we have depleted. Your future and the future of this planet will demand that you seek economic growth balanced with social and environmental justice. That you rewrite the very definition of what constitutes progress. No matter what profession you pursue, be it architecture, hospitality, engineering, medicine, education, agriculture, politics, law, or finance, the very survival of this planet will most certainly be a major component and consideration in your career. As such, in whatever capacity and profession you find yourselves, you will have the opportunity and the ability to make a difference in this world. And I assure you that in making a difference, you will also make your mark. Trust me, there is no joy or success in replicating the status quo or in following the masses, particularly those that came before you. You are all unique, and I beg you to celebrate that uniqueness above all else. I am sure that your individual paths to success will be inextricably tied to your ability to envision a world beyond that of your peers. This special place has given you that ability. You already possess skills that your generational peers do not have and cannot replicate. You are free from geographic, racial, cultural, and linguistic barriers. Your eyes, your minds, your hearts, and your spirits are wide open, and so too are your opportunities. You are well prepared to enter this new world and give it shape through your leadership. So go forward. Go out into the world. Be true to your nature. Be the best version of you that you can be and make a difference. Change the world for good. And by all means, pursue your personal life aspirations, financial or otherwise. But always, always through the filter of service to something greater than yourselves. Because it is there that you will find success and fulfillment and long-lasting happiness. Good luck and Godspeed.
Thank you very much, Mr. Lemons, for your truly inspiring words. Now, at the heart of the International Baccalaureate Programme are three core components: CAS, Theory of Knowledge, and Extended Essay. We will now recognise students who have made some exceptional achievements in these areas, and followed by the Valedictorian Award. I would now like to ask Ms. Kathy Colson, our CAS coordinator, to the podium to present the CAS Award.
Thank you. Good afternoon. Over the last 18 months, these hardworking IB students have all had to participate in at least 150 hours of creative, action, and service activities. They also must show that they have met the 8 learning outcomes successfully. This year, the highest number of recorded reflections was 173. The most overall hours completed was a total of 569. The student who has earned this year's CAS Award didn't have the most hours or the most reflections. This student participated with integrity and compassion well beyond the CAS requirements. This student consistently demonstrated the true heart of CAS far beyond the 94 reflections and 233 hours recorded. This honest, generous, and giving attitude was present outside of CAS activities and permeated the student's whole IB experience. This student participated in team sports, coached, trained, pitched in, and could be counted on to participate wholeheartedly as a collaborative part of any group, large or small, in school, on the weekends, in the evenings, before, after, and throughout the Year 12 service trip to Yawawit School. This particular student was seen as a calm, collected collaborator who worked well with others. This student was also a true leader throughout. This student's final CAS essay explains, "My CAS experience has changed my outlook on life, along with leaving me with many memories and skills that I will cherish and use for the rest of my life. I will continue participating in these types of activities after I have graduated." I would now like to invite the president of the PTA, Mr. Stuart Cumming, to the stage to present this year's CAS Award. This particular student is one to watch, especially if you like popcorn. Congratulations, Samantha Owens. You may now come up to the stage. I'd now like to invite Mr. Yanni McAvert to the stage to present this year's TOK Award. Thank you.
Good afternoon. Theory of knowledge, in short TOK, is one of the key components of the IB Diploma program, and each year we give out an award for an outstanding TOK student. The idea of TOK is to develop critical thinking skills, and in particular asking questions that are interesting and challenging. This year there were many good candidates, and therefore the decision regarding who should be the recipient of the award was very, very difficult. We ended up outlining two factors that are important in the selection process: consistent effort in class and ability to tackle central concepts and ideas of the TOK course. The TOK award goes to a person who's managed to engage in class debates ranging from ethics of cloning to the reliability of sense perception. The winner is quickly able to analyze different ideas and come up with a winning argument almost no matter what topic. Her presentations on trustworthiness of intuition as a way of knowing was particularly impressive this year. However, before I reveal the winner of the 2015 TOK Award, I would like to ask British Honorary Counsel Martin Carpenter on stage. The winner of the TOK Award 2015 is Esme Planke. I would like to welcome Ruth Tarr to introduce the winner of the Extended Essay Award.
Thank you. Good afternoon, everyone. The extended essay requires students to choose a subject which they are interested in pursuing outside of the realms of the usual subjects and curriculum that we study. It requires a great deal of self-direction and independence, both in their choice of and completion of a 4,000-word piece of writing. So it's a very demanding extra on top of everything they have to do. The extended essay also encourages the skills of research, personal engagement, communication of ideas, and development of an argument, which in many ways prepare our students for university life. On the completion of all extended essays in English in the past, I've asked my students over the years, what advice would you give next year's extended essay student who was going to choose English? And they always say, choose texts which you can bear to read over and over again. In the subject of English literature, it requires hours of independent reading and rereading. And the recipient of the award today did just that. She chose meticulously which 2 novels she wanted to explore, and she read them and reread them until she knew them cover to cover, and then she reread them again just to be sure. Her knowledge and understanding of Margaret Atwood's The Edible Woman and Sylvia Plath's The Bell Jar far surpassed my own. Her exploration of the chosen theme, which is how society's roles and expectations in the 20th century influenced the behaviour of female protagonists, showed maturity way beyond the realms of a student of her age, and a passion for literature. It's always a pleasure to read well-planned, well-structured writing which communicates a student's ideas with clarity. The Extended Essay Award winner provided me with just that delightful writing. But her written expression also communicates with the flair and skill of a very accomplished writer. It has been my privilege to share the journey towards success with this student, who will go on to study English at university as she leaves our school. And before I give the award, I would like to just ask Mr. Todd Lemons again to join us on stage to present the award. And it gives me great pleasure to present the Extended Essay Award for 2015 to Nawaret Richardson. Simon Meredith to join us on the stage again to present the Valedictorian of Year 12.
Year 13, it's okay. The Valedictorian of Year 13 is the student with the highest grade point average and hence the top ranking student. Our Valedictorian entered BISP 8 years ago. On one of her entrance exams, she wrote, "I like to make sandcastles and fix some shells. I feel relaxed when I lie down on the mat and listen to the sound of the waves." She entered BISP in Year 6 to improve her English, but with an ESL test score of 92.4%, there was not too much to be done, and in fact she was only in the ESL shelter class for 2.5 weeks. On her Year 6 reflection, she wrote, "I found it difficult to do PowerPoint presentations." Her activities included beaded jewellery, flower making, piano, guitar, bake sale, and a swimming gala. The move to secondary school was very smooth. and while in Year 7 Mars, her tutor commented, "She's a hard-working and determined young lady who has thrived in this environment." The middle school years were well summarised as she remains one of the most dedicated, focused and giving students in the BISP middle school. She's maintained a hectic pace of academic, social and service commitments throughout the year, and her influence on her classmates is superb. Entry to IGCSE was of course smooth, and as always, the study was very serious. She left absolutely nothing to chance, and in August of 2013, the results were for all to see. 9 straight A stars and an A for PE. In addition to that, as if that wasn't enough, she was also top in Thailand for 3 of those subjects: international mathematics, world literature, and global perspectives. It's not often a student has such a diverse range of subjects that they can do exceptionally well in mathematics, science, English, and the humanities field. On entering the IB Diploma years, she did so with an awe-inspiring work ethic. Her contributions to the community have been great, and I can attribute to her skills with young children, as I watched her teach swim safety to a 2-year-old orphan over a term. His smile as he saw her approach him each week was energising, both for her and for him. Being a member of the Student Council and head girl were but a few of the commitments she gave. Her name will be placed on the on-board now for the 4th time in her career, and it is certainly well deserved. I would like to ask the Deputy Governor of Phuket, Dr. Panmop Singh to come up on stage, please, to help us present this award. Congratulations to Natcha.
Well, some very remarkable achievements. Congratulations. And next I would like to invite 2 very important leaders in our school to the stage. But before they step up, I would just like to acknowledge and thank them for all the help and the support they've given me. I've greatly appreciated their off-the-record advice to keep things going smoothly. Will our graduating head students, Natcha and Chatwara, please come to the stage.
Class of 2015. We would like to welcome you again to the 2015 IB Graduation ceremony to celebrate our journey. A ceremony that would be no way the same as it is without any single one of you here.
Remember when our age was a single perfect digit and we couldn't wait to grow up to be one of the big kids? Well, here we are, and I'd like to go back and tell my 9-year-old self that it's not quite like High School Musical. Sure, there's a fair bit of singing, a borderline shouting from the study area in the common room, and the sounds range from ecstatic YOLOing in the common room to the sobbing in the toilet to the faint snore of an IB warrior face down on the sofa, but only if you're close enough, as you're trying to get that perfect Snapchat with the caption, IB Life. In fact, anything can be captioned IB Life. Someone's looking upset, blame IB and the never-ending workload. Someone's sitting on the floor, blame IB and it's pressure literally weighing you down. Someone's staring blankly into space, probably wondering what's for lunch. blame IB and its deep TOK thoughts forever ingrained in your being. To what extent? Who knows? Who knows anything, right? What is knowledge? A justified true belief. Thank you, Mr. Young. But what I know for certain is that I could not have made it. I could not have rolled out of bed every morning, pretended that I've had enough sleep the last night, without every single one of you here. And first of all, I would like to thank my parents. I still remember the frustration I felt as I murmured, "Ugh, I have 4 IAs due in this week." And my father responding, "Wait, I thought you weren't doing the IA." And then I had to tell him again that there's the IA that stands for the Duke of Edinburgh Award, where they go off into the wilderness and into their expeditions, and they come back extremely exhausted and almost unrecognizably tanned. And then there's the IA, which stands for internal assessments, where I do lots of research and write a lot of words. But looking back now, I didn't realize then that as big of a leap that IB was for me after my IGCSEs, it was a bigger change for my parents too. Suddenly their daughter was now in a different uniform. She was so stressed all the time, and she was speaking in an alien language encrypted with Copa's acronyms. And the bags in their eyes were growing and growing and growing. Yep, they're both nodding, probably thinking, yeah, she's realizing now that how crazy she's been acting. And so I thank you for your endless love and continuous support throughout the years. And I thank you, all the parents and all the guardians here today, because you must have been so stressed seeing us so stressed.
Well, my transition into IB was quite different. The start of my IB years was a big change. New place, new school, new people, a new life basically. The first day of the IB years, from the eyes of a newbie like me, was chaotic. People were running around trying to decide which subjects they should take. They were all excited about ham sandwiches being served next to their work desk. Something different. And surprisingly, the first day was so overwhelming. I remember that I was sitting by the window awkwardly before a group of girls walked towards me and bombarded me with welcomes. It felt so warm, as if I was suddenly accepted into the community. The feeling was not at all lost, but rather carried on throughout my whole time at BISP. I bet that many of the newcomers have felt as welcome as I have. And as I got to know more people, I then realized how integrated our year group is. And despite our occasional arguments, our tie never loosens.
I felt what mattered most in the IB program was numbers. Grades, points, dates, hours of CAS, word counts. But as imperative as those numbers were, they weren't everything. As challenging, interesting, and at times heartbreaking as IB was, it was the faces that I see here every day, in my classes, in the common room, in the refectory, in the hallways, that have made everything so worthwhile and so memorable. You are the people that I've laughed with and cried with, and I'm not just employing this cliche expression. We've laughed until our tummies hurt, the best kind of laughter, and we've just crouched in the corner, wordless and sobbing senseless.
I've only been here for 2 years, but I felt like I've known you guys for ages. Some longer than others. We're more than friends, guys. We're a family. A family that shares each other's happiness. A family that carries each other's worry. And for a person who has only been here for 2 years, this opportunity to be speaking my heart out upon you guys is an utmost honor.
Thank you, BISP, for allowing us to grow, to change, to create, and to meet and bond with all the people here. Thank you for getting us here today and for taking us into the years to come. Right now is the time to look back and reflect, as well as to look forward. I remember this time last year, the class of 2014 graduated, And before that, they had the word denouement written on their year shirt. And I remember Miss Aslin, who proceeded to comment, "I think it's very cute that they think that this is the end of their novel, that the past 18 years of their lives were so emotional and so thrilling that they've passed their climax and are now in their resolution. It's not. This is just the beginning. They will be eaten alive out there." Excuse my poor attempt at her accent, but that was when I realized that we still have grueling and great years ahead, wherever we go and whichever path we decide to take.
But no matter how exciting our lives is in the future, I believe that it will never make us forget our time in these past 2 years. Our IB memories are something we'll always cherish. Both the laughter and the sorrow. It was not long ago, right after the exams, when I actually realized how fast time has flown. I still remember the day that I had my head boy interview. Mr. Meredith was striking me with a shocking question, trying to squeeze my real self out to be evaluated for the position. But what you did not know, Mr. Meredith, was that one of the questions you asked me was remarkably a giveaway. It was, well, since your peers in your years will be a significant part in determining how successfully you serve the school as the head boy, how do you think they will be able to help you? And so I was smiling, like always. Now I'm not going to tell you what I answered, but that I didn't really have to think about the answer at all. Because I've been absorbing the answer without even knowing every day. Even just from seeing everyone in the common room, from just hanging around talking to you. I truly believe that our achievements as a year group would not be possible without any of your participation and enthusiasm. Can you remember the first summer disco we've organized together? I truly think that is surely one of the best events we've held so far at BISP. Everyone was so enthusiastic. Everyone was so into it, eager to help, and all I could hear was your enthusiasm. I could always hear questions being asked. "Oh, can I help with this? Oh, do you want to get the balloons? Oh, I think I'll come help right after school. I'll get the chips then. I'll bake. I'll sell the drinks instead of you so you can go have fun inside the disco." Clearly, the success did not only come from all the talents I'm seeing upon me here, but also your thoughtful and empathetic nature. I've seen the care and the love we had for each other, and I respect every one of you for that.
IB was the toughest yet most brilliant 2 years of my life so far. And it's been thanks to you, the teachers, and you, the class of 2015. They say life is short, but it is in fact the longest thing you'll ever experience. So live it well. Welcome challenges. Be creative, take risks. Be kind, be passionate, embrace changes, make changes happen. Stay learners. Congratulations and good luck to the largest graduating class of British International School Phuket yet. May we all take the world by storm and make it a better place in our very own ways. Grand adventures are waiting for all of you. Thank you.
It's not over. On this final note, I would like to, first of all, thank all the parents and families who have always been supporting us in all that we do and for coming here today to celebrate our success. Secondly, I would like to thank all the teachers who have been nurturing us. Thank you to our tutors, Ms. Coulson, Ms. Mooney, Mr. Brown, and Mr. Yoni, who have been guiding us through the school days from 7:45 to 2:30. Maybe from 8 to 2:30 for Mr. Yoni's case. And especially, thank you, Ms. Christensen, for always being there for us in your rainforest office, and for always shooting a glance at us in the common room to make sure that we students look. On behalf of the class of 2015, I would like to thank everyone for their support and friendship throughout our adventurous IB journey, making it irreplaceably special. Finally, I would like to say that I am proud to be a part of your life, and I'm glad that you will always be a part of me. I will make sure that you are always a part of me. I would like to thank everyone, especially the class of 2015, who has made this journey a masterpiece. The people I see upon me here today are brave soldiers who has challenged themselves and never given up. And today, that has been paid off. From this point in time, we will continue to live louder, dream longer, fight harder, and love stronger. And doing that has made us who we are today. Congratulations to the BISP graduating class of 2015. Thank you.
May we now invite the class of 2015 up for our performance of Living Louder by the Cab.
Let me fall in love, let me say
very much. Very lively. Lots of energy there. We're now going to proceed to the presentation of the BISP Diplomas and the International Gold Awards. Mr. Richards and Mr. Meredith, may I invite you to the stage to do the honours of presenting the diplomas. And may I ask Miss Kathy Colson to return to the podium to introduce her tutor group.
Jarachai Jong Jalanchai. Nikita Gorshenin. I forgot, Nikita and JJ both have just also been awarded their International Gold Award. I'm so sorry. Nina Grassman, also receiving her International Gold Award today. Samantha Owens. No Min Tri Wang. Anita Muller. Jeroen Riesbacher. Maria C. Gutierrez. Sopita Terapapong. Naparin Tidactilo. Nawarat Wichitson. Maxim Zheleznyakov. Dennis Genelot. And I'd now like to invite up Miss Eva Mooney to the stage. Thank you.
Pimbara Chong Sang-won. Marvin Chorchun Röngan. Natalicia Hawker. International Gold Award. Mohammed Enamul Hossein. Bora Lee.
Okay, next.
Jack Phelps. Esme Plunkett. International Gold Award. Yuri Sugawara. Atani Sasha Tamatin. Duang Narumon Thonglo. Nacha Vichit Chujanpa. I would now like to invite Mr. Nicholas Brown to present to you.
Maria Poroshenko.
Next.
Amona Houseman. Pavel Karonov. Rashmita Kanaju. Nathaniel Lau. Alicia Mackenzie.
Come.
Emily Han Singer.
Wait. Hurry.
Lunka Sitasak. Chatwara Wanatik. Ariana Wong.
The first prelude is Chethro Chua. Giovanna Yindi Ferrara. Heinz Thomas Pomp.
Đâu vậy? Come, early.
Isaria Mirakanapon.
Đâu vậy, please?
Nopasit Paramanchararo. Ravina Raguna. Mimi Silivansanti. Marla Stark. And Roxanne Yu.
Congratulations to our 500th graduating students. Mr. Richards operates a tight budget, so he cancelled the fireworks, so that
First of all, Chatwara, you're such a gentleman. Mum, I'm feeling as though I'm entering that grandma stage rapidly. And to clarify, I adopt a large number of children every year. At the moment, we're 114, and it's dramatic because I'm about to lose 45. So I am allowed to get a little sentimental. But I'm British and I'm holding it together. So, class of 2015, do you have any questions about the notice to candidates displayed in the school? Whenever we get together, this is a knee-jerk reaction. Flashback, trauma. Actually, I do wonder if they even read the notice to candidates, but we won't go too deeply into that. Those are the rules. But the flashback to the thrill, or perhaps trauma, of the examination hall and the 94 examinations our graduates completed this time last week. I wonder if anyone has ever calculated how many kilometres of writing final examinations entail. Marvin, don't answer that. Because I can see him thinking already. And now, our IB journey comes to an end. Life is a series of journeys. Some are more interesting than others. Some are exciting. Some are thrilling. Whereas others are long, arduous, and a tad lonely. Some have unexpected outcomes, unexpected experience. Some journeys you can prepare for. Others you cannot. And now, your next journey is about to start. What will you need and what will you take in your very own personal life suitcase? And what footprints will you leave behind? You take with you, at the heart of the IB experience, the IB Learner Profile. You are inquirers, you're knowledgeable, you're critical thinkers, communicators, risk takers, a little heavy when it came to meeting the deadlines, but hopefully you've learned. And from your experiences. And also understand the need for balance and reflection. This program has challenged you in so many ways, but challenge breeds confidence and resilience. You know so much more about your strengths and weaknesses, what your limits are and how you can manage them. So embrace the new challenges ahead and embrace them with confidence. From confidence evolves the ability to make change. As Mahatma Gandhi famously said, be the change you wish to see in the world. Make a positive difference and do so with compassion for those less fortunate than ourselves, and never ever compromise your principles. And what will you leave behind? What will we remember? Well, you are a year group that brimmed with enthusiasm, never a dull moment in that IB common room, and dare I say, never a quiet moment. And ladies and gentlemen, let me explain the normal dynamics and hierarchy of an IB common room. At the beginning of any school year, the Year 13 students, pre-established, have complete ownership over said space. Year 12 timidly enter in their pristine new white shirts, and they usually spend the next 6 months in low profile, darting in and out like little minnows. But oh no, not in August 2013, not this cohort. It took the place by storm. They were not shy whatsoever. And first of all, I think nearly everybody, there was a capital P for personalities, but in a very positive way. Class of 2015, you had energy, you were creative, you displayed leadership and made a positive difference with the many community events, such as Spirit Day and the introduction of MUN. Through Student Council, you campaigned to rename our colour teams, and we now fly as Osprey, Hawk, Falconer and Harrier. Yes, there were times when Mr. Wheatley and Mr. Meredith's nerves, and mine, were truly shredded by the 11th hour planning. But nevertheless, you pulled things together and created some wonderful events for our community. And as we already heard, there were many, many achievements in CAS. But let's not forget sports, art, music, theatrical moments. Very rich experiences that we shared with you. You worked together, despaired together, and as we heard, cried together. But most significantly, you helped and supported each other. And as someone said last week, as each portrait in the common room was being stamped dismissed, we are an IB family. You have been a pleasure to travel with, and on behalf of your teachers, the administration, and our BISP community, with mixed emotions ranging from thank heavens that's over to no, the reality is we have to say goodbye now. But we wish you the very, very best. I may or may not have said, 20 years from now, you'll be more disappointed by the things that you didn't do than by the ones that you did do. So throw off the bow lines, sail away from the safe harbour, catch the trade winds in your sails, explore, dream, discover. Thank you. So it's your moment. Graduating class of 2015, please be upstanding. Head students, please come to the front.
2015.
Move your tassels from the right to the left.
gentlemen, please be upstanding as our graduating class of 2015 leaves the auditorium.
On the count of 3.